Subscribe and click the bell icon for the latest updates from Express Drives.
If you're someone new to driving, what's your first fear? The fear of stalling a car, of course, the incessant honks from behind, as well as getting the clutch and gearbox combination right in traffic. Correct? Well, Datsun seems to have a solution for this. They have got automatics for their Go as well as Go Plus. Now both the cars are really easy to drive and there is no issue with it. However, Datsun has made it a bit more easier now with the introduction of an automatic. How good are they? Let's find out. Welcome to Express Drives, this is Lijo Mathai. The Go and Go Plus are very familiar since both received updates late last year. These vehicles look fresh and the cabin also isn't as bare basic as before. The only difference you will find is a new 7-inch touchscreen system that is even better than the older one, with lesser menus on home screen and a better touch response. The conventional handbrake position, the gear lever indicator on the multi-information display and the CVT gear lever are the other new bits. The Datsun Go and Go Plus still use a 1.2-litre 3-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine. This is the same unit that is found in the Nissan Micra. However, if you remember, in the manual version, it used to make around 65 HP of power and 104 Nm of torque. However, for the automatic version, we have good news for you. Datsun has introduced the same state of tune that was found in the Micra. So now it makes around 77 HP of power and 104 Nm of torque. What's more, the automatic version is also more fuel efficient than the petrol manual version that is offered with the Datsun Go and Go Plus. The claimed fuel efficiency of the Go and Go Plus automatic, which is the CVT version, is 20.17 kmpl now, and that for the manual is 19.74 kmpl thereabouts. However, you will get the manual only with the lower state of tune, that is around the 65 HP, and that of the automatic with the 77 HP power. The good bit with the CVT is that you don't realize when the shifts happen and they are as smooth as it can be. Now the important question, why did Datsun choose a CVT over the AMT that they readily had in the Ready Go? Well, that's quite a pun, isn't it? Well, the fact is, Datsun wanted a bit more premium experience. They didn't want the jerks or the head nods that are usually associated with an AMT transmission, and that's the very reason why they have chosen a CVT from the Micra. This being said, we are not complaining either. It's just the cost effectiveness of an AMT that comes into the picture when you think of it, because a CVT would obviously cost a bit more, and it remains to be seen how Datsun actually prices this vehicle. For the moment, the refinement is quite good. The engine has enough pep in it, and when you are on part throttle, it actually makes sense because the engine is very smooth, and plus you are making good progress. And when you need to make hurried progress, just mash the throttle, and the engine does have that typical rubber band effect before actually, kind of any increment in power. And plus the engine noise is a bit too much when you actually mash the throttle. When you talk about the ride and handling, the Datsun Go and the Go Plus are set up on the stiffer side. This means the small irregularities or bumps will actually filter through into the cabin, and I wish the suspension was a bit more pliant, something like what you would see in a Renault car, for example. The steering is light and it makes sense, as in this is projected as a city car and a first time buyer's car or a learner driver's car, and it makes sense because the visibility is good all around. Though I wish that the inner rear view mirror had a bit more width, because I can't seem to see much behind. Perhaps it could be due to my height, and a shorter driver might not find much of an issue either. But then it's still a niggle. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of buyer is going to actually, purchase this kind of vehicle. It could be a short guy or it could be a tall person. You never know. As far as the handling goes, the car is very flickable and it makes sense. Though I wish the stability on the highway could have been a bit more better. This car is heavier than the manual car. That's because of the CVT transmission, the extra weight of the CVT, because this is fortified for pedestrian as well as side impact collision, which are the upcoming norms. They would be prevalent from October 2019. As usual, you've got sharp brakes with the Datsun Go and the Go Plus, and the car stops without any fuzz even from high speeds. You got ABS with EBD as well as vehicle stability, dynamic control, something which Datsun recently introduced in the top spec trims. This being said, the CVT will only be offered in the Datsun T as well as TO trims. You can also switch off the traction control from a button on the right. So we've had an eventful drive with both these cars today, and I would like to salute Datsun for their commendable job that they have done with the transmission option. In a segment which is filled with AMTs and manuals, Datsun has done the unthinkable by offering a CVT. This will drive up costs for sure, and we expect around 50 to 55,000 more than what is the top spec variant. And remember, you can opt this CVT version only in the T and TO versions as of now. So that is going to cost around 55 to 60,000 more than these manual spec variants. However, the bit is that they are very good to drive in the sense, in a segment full of AMTs, as we have discussed already, you're getting a CVT, and the CVT doesn't have those head nods, and plus the efficiency is a bit more better. So what would I suggest in this case? That's a very good question. So if you are someone who's learning to drive or who wants hassle-free driving, two-pedal driving for that matter, you should opt for the Go. As for the Go Plus, there is no competition at the moment. The vehicles are now also compliant with the side crash as well as pedestrian protection norms that are coming up. So that's again a good news. As for the value for money tag, they might lose it a bit. However, they still are value for money in our sides because there is nothing else that competes with both these products at this point of time.